When most people think of snake bites, they picture death, paralysis, heart failure. But not all venom kills quickly. Some snake bites do something arguably worse. They make you wish you were dead. Welcome to a journey through the most painful snake bites in the world. We'll dive into the science, the real-life agony, and the horrifying truth about the snakes whose bites hurt more than you can imagine. Not all venom is designed to kill fast. In fact, some snakes don't want you dead right away. They want you incapacitated, in agony, and easy to find. Painful bites often come from cytotoxic venom, which destroys cells, causes massive swelling, and triggers the body's inflammatory and pain response. Others combine cytotoxins with neurotoxins or hemotoxins, creating a cocktail of suffering. Let's now look at the worst offenders. Snakes whose bites are legendary for their pain. Our first contender is the Fer-de-Lance, found in Central and South America. Locals call it the ultimate pit viper, and for good reason. Its venom contains powerful proteolytic enzymes that literally digest flesh. In Costa Rica, a farmer was bitten on the ankle while tending to crops. Within 30 minutes, his entire lower leg was black and swollen. Blisters the size of eggs formed. He described it as boiling acid poured under the skin. He survived, but his leg did not. Amputation was the only option. With FerdeLance, it's not just the pain at the bite site. Victims report agonizing cramps, cold sweats, and pain that feels like fire crawling up the bone. Next is the Bushmaster. It is the largest viper in the Americas and one of the most feared. It's shy, but when it bites hard. Its venom is less studied than the Fer-de-Lance, but survivors describe a deep aching pain that spreads through the entire limb. Reported symptoms are uncontrollable, shaking, spasms, severe pain in the chest and spine, and profound nausea. One Brazilian hunter said it felt like being crushed in a metal trap from the inside. Small, aggressive, unrelenting. The saw-scaled viper is one of the most dangerous snakes in Africa and Asia, not because it kills the fastest, but because of how painfully it destroys you. Its venom prevents blood from clotting, causing internal bleeding, gum hemorrhaging, and spontaneous bruising. Victims describe intense burning at the bite site, like being seared with a branding iron, followed by tightness, nausea, and full-body pain. In rural India, a teen boy was bitten and initially ignored it. Hours later, he was vomiting blood and crying out in pain as bruises formed along his torso. He survived, but barely, and was haunted by nerve pain for months. And now, Russell's viper. The Russell's viper is responsible for more deaths and lifelong suffering than almost any other snake in Asia. Its bite begins with a burning pain that radiates outward, then swelling, vomiting, and agonizing abdominal cramps. Internal organs start to bleed, kidneys shut down, blood pressure crashes. In Nepal, a 19-year-old woman was bitten on the foot. The pain was so intense, she lost consciousness from shock, only to wake up hours later in a hospital bed, her leg blackened, her body unable to stop bleeding. She later lost a kidney and never walked without pain again. And the worst part? Survivors often suffer chronic pain, blindness, or long-term disabilities. In Africa, the puff adder is responsible for more snake bites than any other species. Its venom causes tissue liquefaction. Yes, it literally melts your flesh. Victims report include immediate sharp pain, limbs swelling the size of a watermelon, and flesh turning purple and peeling away. Surgical debridement, that is, cutting away dead tissue, is often required. The pain isn't just intense, it's long-lasting. You might think the black mamba would be on the fast kill list, not the most painful, but you'd be wrong. Yes, its neurotoxic venom shuts down your nervous system, but first, it burns. Many survivors of its bite describe sharp, stabbing pain, burning through the muscles, and mind-numbing anxiety, a venom-induced sense of terror. Because the mind stays alert during paralysis, victims often feel every second of the pain until respiratory failure sets in, or anti-venom intervenes. If you were designing a nightmare snakebite, it might look exactly like this. The Gaboon Viper, with its leaf-patterned camouflage and massive triangular head, is the proud owner of the longest fangs of any snake on Earth, reaching up to 2 inches. But it's not just the fangs that make it terrifying, it's what comes with them. When the Gaboon Viper strikes, it doesn't just puncture the skin, it pierces muscle, nerves, and even blood vessels, injecting a huge volume of venom loaded with cytotoxins and hemotoxins. Victims describe a bite that feels deep and heavy, like being stabbed with a red-hot spear. The pain builds over hours, as the venom melts flesh, kills fat cells, and causes massive swelling. Some survivors required skin grafts, amputation, or experienced permanent nerve damage due to compartment syndrome. The Gaboon Viper rarely bites humans. It's shy, calm, and avoids conflict. But when it does strike, the result is devastating. It's a perfect blend of mechanical brutality and chemical warfare, and easily earns its place among the most painful snake bites in the world. At first, the boom slang doesn't seem like much. Small, green, quiet. But its venom causes internal bleeding so severe that it can take hours to die, in excruciating pain. Unlike other snakes, the pain is delayed, but when it hits, it's horrifying. It causes bleeding from the eyes and gums, black urine, pain in the spine, joints, and even fingernails. One famous case, herpetologist Carl Schmidt died in 1957 after a boom slang bite. He refused treatment, believing the venom wasn't lethal. He documented his symptoms until his death the next day, bleeding internally in what must have been unrelenting pain. The King Cobra is the largest venomous snake on Earth, and while its venom is less potent per drop than some, it injects a huge volume, and it hurts. Victims often describe burning muscle pain, full body ache, and painful spasms as nerves begin to misfire. A handler in Thailand bitten on the arm said the pain was like a steel rod driven through the bone, heated in fire. He was in agony for days, despite antivenom. Pain is subjective, but some snake bites are so brutal, so biologically aggressive, that survivors remember them forever, in scars, nightmares, and aching limbs. These snakes don't just end lives, they torment. From South America's flesh-melting vipers, to Africa's silent killers, to Asia's internal hemorrhage machines, snakebite pain is one of the most dreaded experiences. So stay curious and stay careful. Hit like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs to know what snakes to steer clear from.